But I want to use this scripture text to help us continue this practical conversation we've begun with life lessons. This is life lesson number 3, to help us understand how to make life work, how life is supposed to function. That's our intent with this particular series that we're dealing with right now. In Luke chapter 12, the verse that we've read, verse 15, is preceded by an inquiry. Jesus was teaching, as he often would, teaching on important life principles, teaching on important principles concerning the gospel of the kingdom of heaven, the presence of God being now made available to men. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. I'm saying this for a reason. He's teaching on something that is eternal, something that has eternal value, eternal measure, eternal significance, long-lasting, eternal, everlasting significance. And while he's teaching, he's interrupted by a man in the audience, and I'm going to paraphrase the conversation, who says something like this: "Hey, master, teacher, my family, there's been a death in my family, and the inheritance that is supposed to be equally distributed between me and my brother, we are in conflict on how to equally distribute what belongs to us by inheritance." Basically, he's concerned that he's not getting what he believes he deserves in this settlement. So he interrupts a life teaching. He interrupts a teaching dealing with eternal principles to ask Jesus to engage with him about a secular, temporal, material issue. Now, that's something that we just need to make sure you understand before we even dig into the verse that we've read together. Jesus is now in a quandary, if you will, to have to talk to this man about how to divide the inheritance between him and his brother. I mean, God forbid that he simply listened to a more important eternal truth. He can't focus on what Jesus is teaching on. He can't focus on the lesson at hand because his mind is divided. His mind is distracted by the necessity of dividing equally the inheritance between him and his brother. That's what interrupts Jesus in his teaching. And the response, he says, "And he said unto him, man, who made me," he says unto the man, "who made me a judge or a divider over you?" This is what Jesus challenges this young man with. Who made me the divider over these material things? That's not my focus, Jesus speaking. That's not what's important here. That's not the weightier matter here. You want to reduce me from teaching on eternal truths to making me a divider over material possessions that are not going to last anyway.